Hello, fellow fragrance lovers, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm doing a video that seems to be in high demand because I'm seeing this video all over YouTube. Like everybody and their Aunt Fanny, even people who are not fragrance YouTubers are making this video. I'm jumping on the bandwagon because apparently it's what people want. And what I'm talking about are Valentine's Day perfumes. And this is going to be my top 10 perfumes for Valentine's Day 2022. So I think, a pretty impressive mix of fragrances here. I have high-end, I have cheapies, I have celebrity, you name it, it's in here. So if you're interested in seeing my picks for Valentine's Day, for you to smell sweet, spicy, sexy, all that good stuff, just keep watching. And of course, if you're new here, welcome to my channel. I am Limelight Lass. My channel is all about fragrances, and particularly fragrances that get you noticed, that put you in the limelight. That is what I'm all about. And to my returning subscribers, thank you so much. I really appreciate your support, and I love the little community that we're developing here. And if you are not a subscriber, I would really, truly appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel. It would be a wonderful Valentine's Day gift for me. So we are going to jump right into this Valentine's Day fragrance situation. Although I'm going to do my best because I just had dinner and I just stuffed my face with buffalo wings. I love hot wings. I love buffalo wings. And yeah, there's no shame in my game. I just love them. And, it's like a Philly area thing. Let me know in the comments, do you like buffalo wings? What's your favorite kind? I go classic. I just go classic, like hot buffalo. I don't like the sweet and, sweet and sour, this, that, the other thing, barbecue-y. No, I like the true, real super vinegary hot wings. But now, first off, I hope I don't have any sauce on my face because I'm a very messy eater. And my fingers basically smell like buffalo sauce, so I'm going to try to get through this without that being an issue. But anywho, let me start off. Disclaimer, Valentine's Day, it's kind of a baloney holiday, right? I mean, it's just like to make money and commercialism and Hallmark and all of that. But you can turn it into something nice. It doesn't just have to be like a romantic thing, right? Valentine's Day can be even about like self-care, right? It can be about loving yourself and treating yourself to things, especially if you buy yourself a new perfume. I think that's the perfect thing to do for Valentine's Day. So maybe I'll have some picks here that you can do that with. It could be celebrating friendship, love between family, whatever it is. Or of course, it can be romantic. It can be with your spouse, your significant other, what have you. So you can kind of turn it into what you want it to be, but it's all about love. So when I think of fragrances for Valentine's Day, I think of sweet. I think of the color red, and several of these have a red theme. There's like rouge in several of the names. So sorry, I'm not being like super original with that, but I don't know. I think you should smell a little bit delectable. And for me, I'm normally not a gourmand lover, although recently I've been getting really into gourmands, and I'm not really sure what's up with that, but my tastes, I feel like, are changing in a more gourmand direction. So to me, I think for Valentine's Day too, you should maybe switch it up, do something a little bit different. So if you're going out, it's like it makes it more of a special occasion if you're wearing a fragrance that you wouldn't normally. So I'm going to start off with a fragrance that way, way, way back in the beginning of my channel last year, I did a video about fragrances that reminded me of certain holidays. And I went through all the different holidays, Halloween, Christmas, New Year's, all of that. And for my Valentine's Day pick for that is still, I think, an excellent Valentine's pick. And that is Baccarat Rouge 540, the X-Straight version. And now I just have this little travel size because I don't have the $400 or whatever to shell out for a full bottle of that fragrance. But the X-Straight version is really suitable for Valentine's Day because that bottle, oh my gosh, that bottle is so gorgeous because it is red. Now, look, I know this fragrance has been overdone to death. I know there's a billion not flankers, dupes dupes, inspiration, whatever. But it's so good. I mean, this one is so good. I mean, I like the original as well, but I feel like the Extrait is a little bit sweeter, a little smoother. It's just addictive and yummy. Oh my gosh, it's so wonderful. But so let me read you the notes on this one. The top notes of Baccarat Rouge 540 Extrait by Maison Francis Kurkdjian. Bitter almond and saffron. Mid notes are Egyptian jasmine and cedar. And base notes are ambergris, woody notes, and musk. So this is just like a sweet almondy, woody, I don't know, it's like musky, but sweet, but not, it's not, to me, it's not cloyingly sweet or anything, but it's just, there's nothing that smells, I mean, now there are things that smell like it. Everybody tries to recreate this. But I believe when this first came out, really, there was nothing on the market that smelled like this, which is why everybody tries to imitate it. This sucker lasts forever. The longevity and projection are bonkers. Oh, it's so good. I mean, it's a masterpiece. It's popular for a reason. And it's perfect for Valentine's Day because it's like sweet, musky, sexy. It's unisex. So if you're that couple that likes to do like everything together, like dress in the matching outfits, wear the matching perfumes, fragrances, there you go. So that is Baccarat Rouge 540 Extrait by MFK. The next one is kind of a recent discovery and so not typical of what I usually gravitate toward, but I was feeling a little bit saucy. So the winter here in the Northeast, US, I'm in the Philly suburbs. This winter has been horrendous. It has been dreary, snowy, icy, cold, cloud, like it's just been miserable. So I've been finding that with fragrances, I'm trying to use them to give myself a little pick-me-up. And, I'm trying things that are a little bit out of my comfort zone, just to make things a little more exciting in my boring wintry life right now. So this next one is Pink Sugar Red Velvet by Aquilina. And I got a really good deal on this, I think from Nordstrom Rack. Really super affordable. I had tried Pink Sugar a really long time ago. And of course, a lot of people in the fragrance community talk about Red Velvet or Pink Sugar. But this Red Velvet one, I did see a few YouTubers talk about Red Velvet. This is so sweet. This is like, this is like candy toothache sweet, but I don't know. I really like it for some reason. And I think, first off, this is so like Valentine's Day looking, right? Now, my favorite, I don't really eat cake very often or cupcakes. I'm not really a sweet person. I'm a sweet person, but I don't usually eat sweets. But when I do, I love red velvet cake. And this really does give me the red velvet cake vibes. So it does smell a lot like the original Pink Sugar, but it does have more of a cakey element to it. And the dry down is a little bit stronger and a little a little sexier, I think. So this one has top notes of strawberry and bergamot, and you do get that strawberry right in the opening. Mid notes are sweet notes, orange blossom, violet, and lily. And then the base notes are whipped cream, vanilla, and ambretolide. I don't know. But yeah, it's very warm. It is very warm, cozy. It's just warm, cozy, and sweet. And gosh, it's good. And I think this would be perfect for Valentine's Day because you would be smelling like a snack, smelling like a sweet treat. So I like it. So this is Pink Sugar Red Velvet by Aquilina. All right, next up, I've talked about this one on my channel several times, and I had to include a chocolate perfume because when you think of Valentine's Day, you usually do think of chocolates. This one's so good. This is Prada Candy Night. I wore this a lot. I got this last spring, I guess, and I think I put this in like a summer date night video at some point, because it's good for that too. I think it really is a good all year round fragrance. But the reason why I'm putting it in the Valentine's Day category is it has this great like cocoa, powdery cocoa note. That's just yummy but also sexy. So this one has top notes of iris, bitter orange, and neroli. You definitely get that chocolate orange vibe with this. Mid notes are vanilla and tonka bean, and base notes are chocolate and patchouli. It's like gourmand, but it's here. Spray some on. It's gourmand, but it's not. Oh yeah, I love that. But this one's not too sweet. It almost has more of like this is dry to me. It has like a dry cocoa feel to it. But then as it dries down, it sweetens up a little more. Like when it mingles with your skin and a little more of the vanilla and tonka bean come out. But and the patchouli makes it, sexy as well. So, a lot of these picks that I have here, if you like, the sweet Bath and Body Works or Victoria's Secret type of, body sprays or fragrances. But you want to just be a little more extra than that. You want to step up from that. Something a little more, long lasting, a little more mature. Some of these I think would be good for that. So if you want to, again, branch out a little bit, you've been wearing, sweeter perfumes that are maybe a little bit lighter, or they're from the more like mainstream stores like Bath and Body Works. Nothing wrong with that. But if you want a more special experience for Valentine's Day, try one of these. But I love this one. Chocolate orange vibes. The orange dies down a lot in the dry down. And it's just a nice powdery chocolate vanilla. It's just delectable. So that is Prada Candy Night. I love the bottle too. It's so pretty. Okay, next up, I've got a celeb scent here, and this one's good, y'all. Now, I wasn't a big fan of the original, and I know there's been a lot of hubbub about how they've butchered the reformulation of the original, but this is a newer one. This is Britney Spears Fantasy Intense, and this is just such a Valentine's-y type of bottle. It's like a hot pink. It's so cool. And I love the color combo of hot pink and gold. I just think it's such a cool combo. Oh my gosh, I love this one. And what a lot of people say is that this smells a lot like the original formula of Fantasy way, way back when it first came out. What a lot of people say about the reformulation of that is that the I guess that opening kiwi note is like just too sour now, and it's very watered down. This is not watered down. It smells really good. So Fantasy Intense has top notes of lychee, pear, and kiwi. Mid notes are white chocolate, cupcake, jasmine, and orchid. And the base notes are patchouli, woodsy notes, orris, and musk. So a lot of the notes that I typically like. It's so good. What I really like about this is that the lychee and the pear and the kiwi in the beginning, they're not screechy to me in this. I feel like in regular Fantasy, they are a little bit screechy or a little bit sour. This, you only get it really in the very, very beginning, and then it dries down to that like white chocolate, delicious, white chocolate patchouli. You definitely get that cupcakey vibe. It's a little bit musky. And it's such a great cheapie. It's so affordable. It's like $20 some. Lasts a really long time, and it's just a really good celebrity fragrance. So that is Britney Spears Fantasy Intense. All right, next is one that some of you know I fell in love with instantly. Kind of, I guess it was toward the end of the summer. I want to say it was like August that this came out. And again, it features a note that is very controversial for me, which is tuberose. I typically cannot stand tuberose in fragrances. And strangely enough, this fragrance does feature tuberose, but somehow, magically, the way it's blended and the other notes, like, I deal with it and I Like, I not only deal with it, I absolutely adore it. And that is L'Interdit Rouge, or L'Interdit Eau de Parfum Rouge is the official name by Givenchy. And the bottle, oh my gosh, this bottle. One of the most beautiful, stunning bottles ever created. This one, oh my God, it's so good. So this one has top notes of ginger and blood orange. So it has like a very zesty beginning. Mid notes are tuberose, jasmine, and pimento leaf. So it has this amazing spiciness to it. I featured this in a spicy perfume video. Base notes are sandalwood, patchouli, and vetiver. And those are typically the base notes that I gravitate toward. Oh my gosh, this is like sweet, zesty, but sexy. This is a banger too. Like, the longevity on this, the projection is phenomenal. And it's just a very, very special fragrance. You know, I like so many fragrances, and I think so many fragrances are good, but it takes a lot for me to say, like, this is a truly special fragrance. This is something unique. It's special. It's something that you really need to have in your collection. I think for Valentine's Day, this is great because if you like a little bit of spiciness, you like that little pimento leaf kick, that little ginger kick, you're going to really, really like it. And I just think it's blended so well balanced. It's got the floral element, you know, the white flowers, but it's not headache inducing for me. It's just beautiful. So that is L'Interdit Eau de Parfum Rouge by Givenchy. Okay, moving right along. Okay, this one, I know there's a lot of haters with this one, but you know what? I like it, and I'm not going to apologize for it. And that is Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. Of course, also small size in this because this is hella expensive. But I feel like a small size is really all you need because I have to be in the mood for this one. But oh my gosh. Well, first off, it is the perfect like Valentine's Day packaging here. Okay, so you've got to love cherry. If you don't like a cherry note, you're going to hate this one. But if you're into cherry, you're in for a treat. So Tom Ford Lost Cherry has top notes of sour cherry, bitter almond, and liqueur. Mid notes are sour cherry, plum, Turkish rose, and jasmine sambac. And base notes are tonka bean, vanilla, Peru balsam, cinnamon, benzoin, sandalwood, cloves, cedar, vetiver, and patchouli. That's a lot of notes. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't smell a lot of those things. It's like, when I smell this, I get cherry, but not like a juvenile cherry. This is a grown-up cherry. It's a sexy cherry. I mean, you do get, what am I picking out here? I mean, definitely get the bitter almond. You get the liquor. It doesn't have tobacco in it, but it does remind me of like a cherry cigar, like that cherry tobacco smell. And you know, I get the patchouli, but it's not super pronounced. It's not like a sharp patchouli or anything like that. Or there's people describe patchouli in all different ways, but it's not a bad one. It's fine. This is, I don't know. It's just really unique. If you like smelling like a sexy cherry, go for Tom Ford Lost Cherry. All right. Next one is another recent love. And I've only seen a couple people talk about this. And I realize this is a house that I've just never explored. So this is Diesel's Loverdose. And I mean the bottle. Yes. Now look, there are a couple other Loverdoses that I actually picked up. So when I got this one, I also got the Red Kiss one, which is the red bottle like this. And I guess that's a more obvious choice because it's a red bottle. It's a red heart. It looks very Valentine's. I do like that one, but I like this Loverdose even more. And then when those two were such a hit, I was like, oh, there's another one, the tattoo one. So I got that. That one's good. I'll be featuring that in, I don't know, something. It's a lactonic one though. And I've never seen anyone talk about that one, the tattoo one. So stay tuned for that. Oh my gosh, like I can't believe how good this is. It's so good. Okay, so a Lover Dose from Diesel has top notes of star anise and mandarin orange. Mid notes are licorice, jasmine, and gardenia. And base notes are vanilla, amber, and woodsy notes. So this is an ambery, oh my gosh, it's like an amber vanilla licorice wood. I mean, it really is like the notes kind of speak for themselves. Someone on Fragrantica described this perfectly. They said that it smells like Good and Plenty's, and it does. It smells like, but like with like woodsy notes mixed in with it. So if you like Good and Plenty's candies, you know, it's like the licorice with that really sugary coating. That's exactly what this smells like. It's like a vanilla licorice wood. It's so good. And this lasted on me for a really long time. I wore it for a couple days this past week, and it stuck around. Oh my gosh, it's sweet, but it's not too sweet. It has enough of a sexy woodsy element to it. But I'm just falling in love with these Diesel perfumes. So let me know in the comments if you've tried any of the Lover Doses, because they are really good. So that is Lover Dose by Diesel. Okay, next is an oldie, but to me a goodie. Now this has, I guess, been discontinued, but you can find it either on the gray market, or I do see it pop up at like TJ Maxx or whatever. And I'm going to have to get a backup because, oh my God, look at my bottle of this. So I don't really hear many people talk about this, but this is Estee Lauder's Modern Muse Le Rouge. I also have the Modern Muse Le Rouge Gloss, and that's in the red bottle. Love that one too, but that's even harder to find than this one. But this, I went through a phase. Let's spray a little bit. I went through a phase where I wore this like every single day for like months. Like I did not, which is hence the dent in this. Like I just didn't even want to wear anything else. So I don't know why did they get rid of this? Estee Lauder, what are you thinking? Like they kept the regular Modern Muse, which is fine. Like it's okay. But this one, oh my God, it's so much better. So Modern Muse Le Rouge has top notes of red currant, raspberry, pink pepper, and saffron. Mid notes are Bulgarian rose, May rose, jasmine, and magnolia petals. And base notes are Madagascar vanilla, ambrette, patchouli, and vetiver. Oh my gosh. So if you're into a Valentine's fragrance that you like, you don't want to smell super sweet. You want to smell more floral. You want to smell like a wonderful bouquet of flowers, but with some sweetness to it and some fruitiness. Because I don't like flat out floral fragrances. I'm just not like a floral perfume type of person. Really never have been. But there's something about this. Even though it has all those florals, like especially the roses, I do like rose if it's mixed with other things. Oh my gosh, you get the red currant and the raspberry, so you get a little bit of fruitiness. You get that, the patchouli and the vetiver and the ambrette give it a really sexy dry down. This is very classy too. Like this is and I mean this in a good way. It's mature, but you know, not in like a, you know, old lady type of mature. Although I hate it when people call perfumes like old lady perfumes. I have a whole rant video on that if you check that out on my channel. It's called Perfume Pet Peeves, old lady label. I hate that. It's just really classy, but it's like spicy, floral, sexy, sweet. It's just good. So if you come across this in your, you know, at your discount stores or whatever, and you see a good deal, pick it up. It's amazing. So that is Estee Lauder Modern Muse Le Rouge. Okay, next up I have another favorite. I feel like a lot of fragrance YouTubers talk about this one, but again, for good reason. It's amazing. And this one is Dior Poison Girl. This is the EDT. Now, I do have the EDP, which I have featured in videos. I went with the EDT just because this is much more accessible. This is much more easy to get than the EDP. I love the EDP, but I guess they discontinued that as well. And I was able to get it from the Dior site, like I think it was back in June, but people are saying like now they're not seeing it anywhere. So I'm sorry if you can't find that one, but the EDT is still fantastic. And this is a compliment getter. So I would say Poison Girl would be good for like if you're going out on the prowl, like Valentine's Day, you're not coupled up and you're going out somewhere and you're trying to get some attention, you're trying to get some, people chasing you. People will chase you, like men and women have come up to me when I'm wearing this fragrance. Like it's just a stunning fragrance. So Poison Girl Eau de Toilette has top notes of frosted orange, bitter orange, and lemon. So really nice citrusy opening. Mid notes are neroli, orange blossom, grass rose, and damask rose. There's a little floral element. And then the base notes are vanilla, caramel, tonka bean, heliotrope, and cashmerean. It's just the perfect mix of citrus, floral, and like deeper sweet notes as well. It's sweet, but again, it's not sickening sweet to me. I know some people do consider it too sweet, but I would say if you're a gourmand lover, this is not going to be too sweet at all. The brightness of the citrus in the beginning is really, really nice. It's very so this one is the perfect, like, flirty Valentine's fragrance. Now, I'm not saying you can't wear this if you're coupled up already, but like, even if you are coupled up, if you want, if you're going out, you're trying to just have a fun, lighthearted time, Poison Girl is the way to go. So that is Poison Girl Eau de Toilette by Dior. Okay, I have one more for you. I know. Thanks for hanging with me, by the way. I know this is a long video. So one more. This is my absolute favorite from Narciso Rodriguez out of all of the cubes and all that. And that is the Narciso Rouge Eau de Toilette. And I mean, the bottle, like, come on. This bottle. Now, the eau de parfum of this has it's like all red. And I have smelled that one. I feel like it's very similar, but that one has tuberose in it. So I've kind of shied away from it. Maybe eventually, like if I ever see a super good deal on the eau de parfum, I'll get it. But this one to me, like, lasts just fine. Oh my God, the smell of it. It's actually very similar to Modern Muse Le Rouge. Oh my gosh. Anyway, the top notes of Narciso Rouge are rose and lily of the valley. Mid note is musk, and base notes are tonka bean, cedar, white cedar extract, and vetiver. I've noticed I have a lot of tonka bean and a lot of vetiver in my list here. I just gravitate toward those notes. I don't know what it is, but this is floral, musky, powdery. And this was another one. Last spring and summer, I was reaching for this constantly. I was just craving this all the time. This is a great, like, easy reach. And this would be good if, like, you just do not know what to wear for Valentine's Day. You're really indecisive. You want something that's pretty, like, crowd pleasing, that's subtle. I mean, you can smell it, but it's not like an over the top banger type of perfume. This is a little bit more intimate. This would be great for, like, if you're staying in, you're getting cozy, all of that. I love this one so much. This is, again, very sophisticated. It almost has that, like, makeup-y smell to it, like powder and lipstick. Just a little bit of that, but oh my gosh, I love Narciso Rodriguez fragrances, like, for the times when I'm not being crazy limelight lass, when I'm being a little more chill, a little more low key. His fragrances are just, to me, they are as good as it gets. Like, they are masterpieces. I think for the price point as well, you can usually get deals on them. They're just I have almost all of the Narciso Rodriguez fragrances in some, form or another. I do have a few of them just in, like, the little travel sizes, but I do have several of these cubes as well, and they're just all great. So that is Narciso Rouge Eau de Toilette. So, everyone, there you have it. Those are my picks for Valentine's Day 2022. Let me know in the comments what you are wearing for Valentine's Day this year, or maybe there's some fragrances out there that I'm not aware of that are perfect for Valentine's Day. Of course, thank you for all of your support in this journey so far. I really do appreciate it. I would love to have you join me here on my channel, so please subscribe if you haven't. And happy Valentine's Day in advance, everyone. I will see you in my next video. Bye.